Hey everybody, Keith Hilson at the Trombone Shop at Schmidt Music, back with another one of my favorite videos, an unboxing video here. Now, today I've got a really cool instrument, specifically a Greenhoe. This is their GC41RTIS. So, this is the con-style Greenhoe with the traditional, two-piece red brass bell with tuning and slide. Really cool stuff here. So we just had this arrive in the warehouse, and so I wanted you to be a part of this as I go through and get this unwrapped for the first time. Alright, so as you can tell, the box is a little bit bigger than what we're usually dealing with our makers. And that is because Greenhoe does an amazingly thorough job. And Schilke, of course, Greenhoe being part of Schilke. Schilke does the same thing, actually. They do an amazing job of packing up the instruments. There is no possible way the instrument's going to get damaged in shipping. I'm going to show you why here. So, let's go ahead and pop this open here. As you can see, of course, even the tape job is very thorough. All right, so we've got it open. Now we've got the first box. So we have boxes within boxes here. Going to pop this open, and I'm going to be careful because in here I believe we should have the bell section. So they have the bell section wrapped up separately from the rest of the instrument here. So, in our favorite packing peanuts. So we're going to carefully go through and make sure we're not making a mess. All right, and there's our bell section. So let's go ahead and open this up here. One of the reasons I wanted to do this video is because when I'm talking with folks about the Greenhoe trombones, I talk about how careful they are in the building process, how thorough they are, how well built these instruments are. And one example of that thoroughness is just how well they pack the instruments. We can see how much of that is in play with this. So, all right, first layer is off. Now, I'm going to come back very carefully, start unwrapping the further layers here. So, Greenhoe, of course, has two primary tenor models, the GB4 and the GC4. So, and again, this really goes back to the original Greenhoe designs where he was using Bach and Con components and putting all of his own tweaks on them. Supercharging is what I like to say. So, this one again is more of the Con-inspired instrument. We actually did have one of the Bach-inspired, the GB4s arrive as well here. So, all right, first layer of bubble wrap is off. Now I've got another layer. And we're going to be very careful. Well, this we're going to grab the shrink wrap off of here. Lovely. And underneath all that, we have a bell section. So one more time, I'm just going to very carefully all of this off. And we're going to unwrap the plastic wrap around the bell section, which of course was inside all of the layers of bubble wrap, inside the foam peanuts, inside the box. And then finally, we're going to carefully remove our cloth covering. And there we have a bell section. So, of course, and again, this is the classic con setup here. Now, given that this model is tuning and slide, we have this fixed. And so the reason they packed it up like this, oftentimes with the other models we get, they will pack up the bell section separately because the bell is removable. Because we have the tuning and slide system, thus meaning we don't have a tuning slide up here, the whole bell section is one piece, which is why we wrapped it the way we did here. So now I'm going to take this and carefully set it off to the side here. And now we're going to find the rest of the trombone. So we're going to pack this all up. We're going to put our first box off to the side. Now we're going to find, hopefully, the case and everything else. We've got extra cardboard in here, so they're filling up any gap inside the box and giving, especially the sides here, extra support. And there we have the case. So again, we are going to unwrap this here. Take our first layer off. And then we're going to undo our cloth wrapping here. Perfect. And we have a case. One of the things I love about the Greenhoes are the cases, of course. They're using a very lightweight carbon fiber inspired design. Of course, we know a couple of other folks who are doing stuff like this. Edwards has case designs which are similar to this in some ways, but I think these are just so, again, so well made, so stylish. I love, you know, the color. We've got kind of the gray and black, especially the gray stitching on it, I think is really sharp with everything. And again, like I talked about with everything else, the cases are just another example of how much thought and how much time they're spending in every aspect of these instruments. So, we're going to carefully put the case over here. And let's go ahead and open it up. And we've got more packing material here. So, all of this, now a lot of times with the other models, they will actually have the valve section packed inside the case, inside the bubble wrap. Because we had the one-piece bell set here, we were just filling up space. So we're going to put the bubble wrap aside, and then we're going to go and pull out our hand slide here. So we're going to carefully unwrap all of this. Of course, we have the plastic tape all over the place here. Okay, that should be good. And then we are going to open them up here. Lovely. We're going to carefully remove that. And then, of course, we have another cloth casing here as well for the hand slide, also taped up. So we're going to untape this here as well. And there we have our hand slide. So again, one of the things that Greenhoe has been doing, again continuing the traditions of Gary Greenhoe, is that they're offering the tuning and slide. Now we are starting to see this concept come back a little bit more. There are a handful of makers who are doing stuff with this. Greenhoe, of course. Shires has it available in, especially their original alto trombone design, utilize tuning and slide. We have a BAC has done some stuff, and some other folks as well here. It's really started coming back to the fore. I love the design of the Greenhoe tuning and slide mechanism. It's really supportive. Sometimes I've seen some designs that work really nicely, but it's really, we just have almost a trumpet style stop, you know, threaded stop here for the slide. I like this that it's a little more substantial, but it really doesn't add much to the weight of the instrument, of the slide. And again, just an example of how much time they're spending with everything. The mechanism on these this tuning and slide is just immaculate. There's literally no play at all in the screw. So meaning that when I turn the screw, as soon as I start turning one way or the other, it's moving. There's no slop. There's no play in the movement of that transition there. And the slide itself, I mean, it's effortless how it moves here. And as another hallmark of their instruments, the slide is just butter right out of the package. The Greenhoes again have one of the best slides that we get just right from the maker. They spend so much time with them. In fact, with this particular instrument, this was kind of a rush order from Greenhoe, and so when I talked to them on Tuesday of this week, just a couple of days ago, they were just finishing up the slide and getting it packed up for us. So this is about as fresh from the factory as you can possibly get here. So all together, we've got the whole package here. So everything, again, it looks great, feels great right off the bat there. All of the move of the areas where we're going to have collars moving, for example. Of course, we've got the blue tape here, making sure that we're not scratching the finish at all. Just at first glance, looking through there, everything looks perfect. Every solder joint, every spot of lacquer, all of the little details, everything I'm looking at, just on first glance, looks awesome here. So take a look for this. I might have a video coming up of me playing this in the future here, but for right now, I hope you enjoyed the unboxing. Again, I get to have some fun with this, getting brand new instruments arriving. I wanted to share a little bit of that with you. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions about the Greenhoe GC4 or any of the other Greenhoe instruments, or of course anything else at all, please feel free to leave those comments below. Give us a thumbs up if you like the video, consider subscribing to the channel there, and check us out on all the social media platforms. So thank you very much, everybody.